To start off, tell us about yourself. Give us your name, age, and occupation.
My name is Helen Li. I am 28 years old and I work as a product manager.
Why are you here on Survivor?
I'm here on Survivor because I've been watching this show for over 10 years. I think it's my favorite show. It's been going on for over 20 years, but every single season is surprising and amazing in its own way. So I've always wanted to play it. I think it's the ultimate game. I think it is the ultimate adventure and it brings a lot of people together that might not have crossed paths in their normal lives. So I think that it's just the ultimate way to challenge yourself and prove yourself.
What's your history with watching Survivor?
So I actually didn't watch it growing up because my parents are Chinese and they didn't really watch American reality TV shows or anything like that. But when I went off to college, I got to know a group of people and was trying to make friends my freshman year. And they were really excited about, I think it was season 25 Philippines, because there was someone on the season who had graduated from our school. So they were like, do you want to join us on this fantasy draft? We're going to make it a thing. We're going to watch every week and keep up with it. So I started watching that season and ever since then was absolutely hooked.
Give me one Survivor winner and one non-winner who you identify with the most.
Sure. One Survivor winner I identify with the most. I think I quite identify with Erica from season 41, who's a pretty recent winner, but I think on paper we like kind of have a similar profile. We're like small Asian women, might be underestimated in like the corporate setting, and I think she's quite like bubbly and stuff like that as well. So I feel like she did a really good job of using the things that people might underestimate her for and using them as her own strengths to get to the end. So she's someone that I identify with as a winner. Um, and then someone who is not a winner who I identify with, that's a really good question as well. But I think someone who I really admired that did not win is maybe, let me think about that for a moment. I think Lauren O'Connell, I thought she did a really great job and she was super competitive, like had a lot of people that were on her side and obviously didn't make it to the very end, but I thought she was someone that I identified with as well.
What's your favorite moment in Survivor history?
Oh, there are so many. A favorite moment from the history of Survivor. I mean, a very easy one is just the Black Widow Brigade and them, taking the immunity necklace from Eric, bless his heart. I thought it was just such a powerful moment, especially because it was one of the first times I saw women band together and really like use what make them women as a tool of power. So I thought that was amazing. And just like every time I rewatch it, it's still like a crazy moment.
What's one life experience you feel has prepared you most for the game?
So, a life experience I feel has prepared me most for the game. Maybe not just one experience, but I think that growing up, my parents are Chinese, but I grew up in the suburbs of Boston, which is a very white area. So I feel like I often had to kind of context switch and culture switch a bit between different groups of people, whether it's, my high school versus my friends who did Chinese dance with me, who are majority Chinese American, or even within college, I had different groups of people that I would fit in with, and just kind of navigating those different societies and the norms within them. You learn how to adapt your personality a little bit, and I feel like that's prepared me well for this game and getting to know anyone and being able to get along with anyone.
What excites you the most about the new era of Survivor?
I think what excites me the most is also what's most terrifying. It's kind of a double-edged sword, but because this new era, and I've seen 20 years of this show, and I come to expect certain things, but in this new era, you can't take anything for granted, know or go into anything thinking that you know what's going to happen. So I feel like it really truly tests us as adaptable people rather than the person that knows all of the Survivor trivia over the next last 20 years. So I think that that's really exciting just to see what's new that they throw at us and how we adapt to it.
What do you think people will perceive you as?
I think people will perceive me as like really friendly and bubbly. And I think for better or for worse, sometimes that comes off as less strategic or less intelligent. I think especially for women, young women who are friendly and bubbly, like they think, oh, maybe she's an airhead, maybe she's a ditz. But I would like for people to perceive me as that, especially my tribe mates. I would love for them to perceive me as that, and then, have some strategy behind the scenes that they're not as aware of.
What type of player are you looking for in an alliance?
I think the type of player I'm looking for in an alliance is someone who I can really have a strong strategic partnership with. So someone kind of like the Ricard and Shan relationship back in season 41, where they were able to bounce ideas off of each other and really work together. But they still had that mutual respect of, at some point, one of them is going to have to take the other out. So I would love for someone who is working with me in equal partnership, but is more loyal to me than I am to them. So I'm able to take them out at the right time before they do the same to me.
How eager will you be to look for advantages in the game?
So in terms of advantages in the game, one thing about me is I have a really, really terrible sense of direction. So I think in the first few days, I need to sit still because I'm going to get lost on that island if I try looking for advantages, and people are going to think I'm idle hunting when I'm really just trying to get back to camp. So I'm very eager, but I think I need to get a lay of the land and understand where I am on the island first before I start doing that.
What's the one thing you told yourself you wouldn't do in this game?
I told myself I would never quit. And I don't think that I would ever give up my place in a challenge for something like food, something that's, an advantage or a twist that's different. But for food, I can eat when the 26 days are over.
What's the best advice you received before coming out to play?
The best advice that I received, I think I had a lot of, my boyfriend and my parents were trying to give me advice, but I think the best advice that I received was try to make really genuine one-on-one bonds with people so that regardless of how you're perceived in the camp, people have a reason to keep you around.
Can you come up with your own weird phrase that could be said at a challenge to unlock an idol?
Sure, let me just make one up totally random. It's like when the tiger jumped in the pool and lost its stripes.
What celebrity or fictional character would you want to come out for a loved one's visit?
I think I would, I'm a huge Taylor Swift fan, so any chance that I could get to meet Taylor Swift, I will take it. I don't know if she watches Survivor or even wants to be here in the elements on the island, but if she's there, I would be, over the moon.